Good morning. Wow, that worked. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby declare the University Fall 2014 Convocation of California State University East Bay officially convened. I am pleased to introduce Andrea Maciel to sing the national anthem. Ms. Maciel is a junior majoring in music. Would you please rise?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Please be seated. Thank you, Ms. Maciel, for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. At this time, please give your attention to the screen where we will show the video, I Am Pioneer.
I'm really proud to be a pioneer because pioneers are able to find how to achieve through adversity. We take on the challenges in life head on, and we know there's going to be setbacks, but we don't let that stop us. It may slow us, but it won't stop us. I'm really proud and happy that I get to share this experience with my mom and my aunt. The two of them have been very important figures in my life, and they supported me through thick and thin, for better or worse, and I'm so happy that they've stuck with me, and I love them to death.
The first person I think of that's going to be proud of me is my parents, my mom and my dad. They have never graduated from college, and back in 2004, I lost a sibling to violence in Oakland, and he was the first person that was supposed to go, and he didn't. But I'm standing here today, and here I am graduating from college, and it's still an honor to my family. So for them to be able to see that, I know that they're very proud of me.
The political science department really pushed me to do a scholarship internship in Washington, D.C., where it's very rigorous. The president of the school needs to select you. And so I never thought I was going to get it, and I got it. And so I ended up going to Washington, D.C., working for Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta, and worked for Congressman Sam Farr. So I learned a lot. CSU East Bay has offered beyond what I've asked.
First in my family to get a graduate degree. First in my generation definitely to get a graduate degree. I am actually one of the last to get my undergraduate degree, which is the irony of it all, because I've put my siblings and my own kids through college before I got my undergraduate degree.
We are a low-income family, so I didn't really have the luxury of having financial help, but every time I had an issue, I'd call my parents, they'd be supportive. They're ecstatic that I'm graduating. I have 2 older sisters that didn't get the opportunity to go to college, and I've gone to college and I've pursued every dream that they've had imaginable, so they're pretty proud.
It was just so diverse. I've been to so many other schools, and unlike Cal State East Bay have been this diverse. I think it integrates like a lot of different cultures, and it would just add to my learning experience. The furthest education my parents got was elementary, so for them to see their first daughter walk, it would be a great thing.
I did have a criminal justice professor that really helped me and helped me believe more in myself, because I wasn't really, I felt like I wasn't really capable of pushing, but she pushed me till where I was like, wow, I could actually, you know, be somebody. And thanks to her, I was able to push myself and actually graduate with honors.
The best thing I can say that Cal State East Bay taught me is who I am is good enough. At Cal State East Bay, I think one of the things we always push is diversity, and we kind of accept everyone. And for myself, I have went through a lot of rejection and kind of isolation past, just for always feeling not good enough, not measuring up. But here at Cal State East Bay, I did measure up. It didn't matter what my race was, it didn't matter what my sexual orientation was, it didn't matter what my past was. Here at Cal State East Bay, I was accepted.
The honors program really helped me grow as a leader, because I was able to find my own voice by talking with the students and bringing their voices and their opinions to the table. My parents and my mother, they've made so many sacrifices for me to be able to graduate on time, and mostly my son as well. And I'm just really excited for them to see me finally walk the stage. It's been a long 6 years, and I know they're gonna be really proud. And I hope I can make them even more proud than they will be.
I am a pioneer.
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 It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Hedrick, Professor of Biological Sciences and Chair of the Academic Senate. For 20 years, Dr. Hedrick has been with the Department of Biological Sciences, serving as chair in 2008 to 2011. In 2007, he received the George and Marion Phillips Outstanding Professor Award, and in 2008 was elected a Fellow of the California Academy of Sciences. Currently, he is Editor-in-Chief of Comparative Biochemistry and Physiology, Part A, and holds positions on the editorial boards of American Journal of Physiology and the Journal of Comparative Physiology. He has published more than 60 journal articles and book chapters and has presented extensively. Dr. Hedrick has served on several college and university committees, chairing 2 faculty searches and 2 administrator committees. He served 2 terms as a College of Science Academic Senate representative. Please help me welcome Dr. Michael Hedrick, Chair of the Academic Senate.
Thank you, Dr. Yates, for that kind introduction. It is my pleasure as chair of our Academic Senate to welcome all our faculty, students, and staff. It's a special pleasure to welcome all the new tenure track faculty, new lecturers, and new students. One of the great strengths of Cal State East Bay is its community. This is a community that understands that is greater than the sum of its parts. This is a community that embraces its diversity and finds common vision across traditional differences. This is a community that understands the transformative power of collaboration. As chair of the Academic Senate, collaboration is integral to all that we do, and I intend to make collaboration the predominant theme of all our work in the coming year. Shared governance is collaboration between administration, faculty, staff, and students. Here are just a few examples of ongoing and upcoming efforts that are designed to foster, celebrate, and support collaboration as an integral component of the heart of our community. Affinity Group Faculty Hires. This is a new program with its main emphasis as teaching and research collaboration between at least 3 faculty from at least 2 colleges, and is driven by our institutional learning outcomes. This is an exciting opportunity to build collaborative relationships between a number of different units on campus. New internal grant opportunities that encourage and support collaboration between faculty and also between faculty and students. We also have several campus centers and institutes that foster collaboration, including the Center for Student Research, the Center for Community Engagement, and the Center for Math Education and Research, just to name a few. The Programmatic Excellence and Innovation Learning Grants that support innovation in education and promote collaborative teaching that prepares students to meet the demands of the 21st century global environment. In addition to these new collaborative ventures, there will be several upcoming challenges for which our collaborative spirit will be necessary and will allow us to approach these daunting tasks as opportunities. Foremost among these challenges will be the quarter to semester conversion. Our campus will convert to a semester schedule in 2018, and our smooth conversion to the new system will require campus-wide collaboration between administration, faculty, staff, and students. We must continue to improve our retention rates. The good news is that our retention rates have gone up for the past 3 years, but this is an ongoing challenge that will require innovative and creative collaborative efforts. Although our budget and hiring outlook have improved in recent years, we still have a long way to go. Our campus goal is to reach 350 full-time faculty, but my hope is that we can go beyond this number as we increase our campus enrollment and maintain faculty-student ratios that promote teaching and learning. Again, creative and collaborative partnerships between the various units on campus are essential to make this happen. With the strong shared governance structures that we have in place, I know that together we can make the 2014-2015 academic year a successful and enjoyable one. I look forward to working with you in the coming months. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce this year's president of Associated Students Incorporated, Mr. Thamer Alathal. Mr. Alathal has been a student at Cal State East Bay since 2011 after completing the one-year international language program at UC Berkeley. With an interest in student leadership starting in elementary school, Mr. Alathal formed various leadership councils while in middle school. A 2009 graduate of Al-Hafaz High School in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, he led the creation of the school's first student government and served as its first president. This was the first high school in eastern Saudi Arabia to establish such a student organization. Mr. Alathal was a standout in soccer and played professionally until age 15 when he suffered career-ending injuries. His year-long recovery helped him rededicate his energies toward academic success. At CSU East Bay, Mr. Alathal immediately became active with ASI, serving as a member of the Finance Committee initially, and the next year was elected Vice President for Finance. His goal is that the board will model service leadership during this academic year. Please join me in welcoming ASI President, Mr. Thamer Alathal.
Good morning, everyone. Well, it is an honor to serve as the president of the board of directors of Associated Student Cooperation. As an ASI advocates for student needs and offers opportunity to develop leaderships. We actively work to ensure student participation and consideration of all the university programs and budget-related issues. Our college senators also serve as student representatives in the Academic Senate. As we have done in recent years, we have budgeted funds and resources for events and activities that broaden the educational, social, and political cultural awareness on campus while enhancing the experience of students at California State University East Bay. Our board has been working all summer long to confirm our goals and refine plans for the year 2014 and 2015. We are all excited to start the year and look forward to work with all academic leaders and benefit our campus community. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. James Hoopus, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. In addition to overseeing Cal State East Bay's 4 colleges, Provost Hoopus directed the Concord campus, University Extension, the libraries, the Office of Research and Sponsored Programs, academic programs, and graduate studies, and the general education. He's a co-chair of both the CSU Academic Technology Steering Committee and the CSU Academic Technology Advisory Committee. Provost Hoopus joined Cal State East Bay in March of 2010. He came to Cal State East Bay from California State University, Chico, where he served as the Dean of the College of Natural Sciences and the Professor of Geological and Environmental Studies. Please help me welcome Dr. James Hoopus, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Al-Thal, for your kind introduction. Good morning, everybody. Is this on? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This is a very exciting time of year. We have been welcoming faculty and staff over the past 2 weeks to a variety of wonderful events, and it's great to see everyone this morning as we head into the new academic year. I also want to welcome back Dr. Michael Hedrick, who has been away for the past 3 years. For many of you, he has been in Texas, a place that many of us has referred to as hell. Not me, but many of you. He will be our new academic Senate chair. He was voted into that position when he was not here. Way to go, faculty. I'm sure he will bring great dedication and energy to the task. As we look around our campus, there is lots of new energy in the air. We have a new building going up. We have more than $2 million in new research and instructional equipment in our classrooms. We have improved study spaces in our library. And I hope by the end of the year, we'll have new video equipment here for our theater. I'm not making any promises, though. We are ready for a wonderful year for all our faculty and staff and our students. Speaking of our faculty, I know that President Morishita will recognize our new staff, but I want to take this time to recognize some brilliant new faculty who have joined us this summer. If you are here, would you please stand up when I call your name? Please hold your applause until they have all been introduced. From the College of Business and Economics, Ying Guo. Kamundi Mishra, Balaram Rajan, Stephanie Seitz, Lang Wang, Zhong Yu. From the College of Education and Allied Studies, Paul Carpenter, Julie McNamara, Thomas Padron, Bradley Portfolio. From the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences, Kevin Katz, William Lawson, Sanjay Mawar, Macheo Payne, Ian Pollock, Sarah Smith, Glenn Traeger. From the College of Science, Ayona Chatterjee, Daniel Doolin, Patrick Fleming, Brian Gonzalez, Ernab Mukherjee, Jiaofei Zhang, and from the University Libraries, Stephanie Alexander. Welcome to each of you. We know you'll bring innovation. Welcome to each of you. We know that you will bring innovation and commitment to teaching, service, and scholarship, but also to our students and our community. And here's why I say let's give them a round of applause, but we can let that one go. Please be seated. Looking out at this theater, it's great to see so many smiling faces, but both returning and new. I look forward to working with you in the year ahead. Now it is my honor to introduce our president, Dr. Leroy M. Now in his 4th year as president of Cal State East Bay, President Morishita has more than 30 years of experience in higher education as an educator and as an administrator. Dr. Morishita represents the university on numerous committees and boards. System-wide, he is a member of the CSU President's Council on Underserved Communities, and he is the lead president for the Asian American Pacific Islander Initiative. Dr. Morishita currently chairs the board of directors of the California Campus Compact and is a member of the investment committee for the American Association of State Colleges and Universities. Locally, he is a founding member of the Chabot Space and Science Center Leadership Council and serves on the boards of the Bay Area Council and the Contra Costa Council, and is a member of the East Bay Economic Development Alliance. And now, please join me in welcoming President Morishita to the podium. President Morishita.
Thank you, Jim. Provost Hoopus, be more formal. But thank you very much for that kind introduction, and good morning, everybody. It's so good to see all of you. All right, he practiced, he rehearsed, and got you all prepped up to do that. Very, very good. Well, first I want to thank Andrea Maciel for the wonderful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. It's always great to have our students perform with us and sing and do the national anthem or do other performances with us, because we have so much talent on this campus in so many ways, and it's really marvelous to do that. And I hope that you appreciated the video show that came on. It really shows what we come here for. In 2 days, we'll be welcoming probably nearly 4,000 new students, but really the exciting moments for me are when we do orientations and we welcome new students and their parents here, but the best part is the culmination of graduation and commencement, when we see our students achieve their dreams. And so it's really an honor to have watched that. I think it's a really good film and captures the essence of what we're about. So I want to officially welcome you, the Cal State East Bay community, back to the campus as we begin the 2014 and 15 year. I hope that you are rested and ready to welcome our new students, as I said, for the new academic year. And I am certainly ready to do so. I would like to thank Mr. Tamer Alatal, President of Associated Students Incorporated, Dr. Michael Hedrick, Chair of the Academic Senate, and Dr. James Hoopus, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, for joining me on the stage this morning, as well as Doris Yates, our Faculty Marshal, who needed no introduction, but she didn't introduce herself, so I will do so. We are successful because of our commitment to work collegially and collaboratively, as Dr. Hedrick said, and I look forward to continuing that success with this new team. Upon this, my fourth convocation address, I will be reviewing the past year's accomplishments, talk about the challenges that lie ahead for us, and discuss new initiatives that I hope you will help me address this year. I will begin by acknowledging the members of my cabinet, the academic and administrative leaders in our many divisions, as well as the members of the Academic Senate for all the work they do throughout the academic year to support the students of this university. I'm extremely fortunate to have the opportunity to work with such talented colleagues. Could maybe give them a round of applause. Let me now introduce the new member of my cabinet, Interim Vice President for University Advancement, Lee Blitch. Vice President Blitch comes to us with over 35 years of experience as a manager and vice president in the corporate world, along with over a decade of experience in the nonprofit and higher education world. Mr. Blitch has agreed to serve as interim vice president while we undergo a nationwide search for a permanent vice president for university advancement. Interim Vice President Blitch, will you please stand and be recognized? I would also like to recognize other members of our Cal State East Bay family who have assumed permanent or new administrative roles. I would ask those administrators who are here for the first time or have taken on new roles over the past year to please stand if able or wave. Please help me welcome and congratulate these colleagues. I will now introduce my wife, Barbara Hidani Morishita. She's my greatest supporter, confidant, and as I've often said, my greatest critic, and enjoys this university, you, and the rest of the students, faculty, and staff almost as much as I do. Barbara, would you please stand and be recognized? I want to thank the faculty for all of the great work you do for the Cal State East Bay community. You educate our students both in and outside the classroom. You conduct research and remain active in your field to advance in your discipline. And you are engaged with our community and serve the university through work in various committees and activities. You are outstanding. I would also like to update you now on a goal I told you about in my first convocation, and some of this has been stated already. But at that time, the provost and I set out to increase the number of tenured faculty here at Cal State East Bay. When I arrived here, I think we were below 300 tenure track faculty. But I really am proud to announce that as I begin my 4th academic year, as the provost said, we have hired 24 new tenure track faculty this year, resulting in a total of 69 new faculty hires in my 3 years as president. In addition, I have authorized an additional 25 searches plus the 4 holdover searches for a total of 29 searches this academic year. As the provost mentioned, this year's group of new faculty are very impressive scholars and teachers covering a wide range of expertise. I personally welcome these new faculty that were introduced earlier. You join a distinguished faculty who have brought great pride and recognition to this university and helped greatly in the success of our students. I wish each of you success as you begin your professional journey as part of the Cal State East Bay family, and we look forward to your contributions in advancing our university. This university has a strong and committed staff, all making valued contributions to an inclusive, vibrant learning environment that prioritizes the needs of our students. For those new students who have joined us over the past year, I offer my warmest welcome to you. Would you please stand if able or wave and be recognized if you joined the staff this past year? Thank you. Thank you all for your dedication, hard work, and commitment to the success of our students and our university. As is our tradition at Fall Convocation, I'm going to recognize individuals who have been honored by the university community over this past year. Each year, a faculty member is selected to receive the George and Miriam Phillips Outstanding Professor Award, and I hadn't realized Dr. Hedrick had been. And a staff member is also selected to receive the Vivian Cunniff Award for the Outstanding Staff Employee. In addition, this past year, the Provost Awards were presented during this year's Week of Scholarship. One, a Provost Award for Outstanding Faculty Mentor of Students. 2, Outstanding Researcher Tenured. 3, Outstanding Researcher Untenured. 4, Outstanding Contributor to Community Engagement, and 5, Outstanding Scholar on Issues of Diversity, Social Justice, and Multiculturalism. So I'd like to invite the following individuals to stand and remain standing, and then we can give them a round of applause. First, Dr. Eileen Barrett, Professor and Graduate Coordinator of the Department of English and recipient of the George and Miriam Phillips Outstanding Professor Award. Dr. Luz Calvo, Professor, Department of Ethnic Studies, recipient of the Outstanding Contributor to Community Engagement Award. Dr. Sanan Goktan, Associate Professor, Department of Accounting and Finance, recipient of the Outstanding Researcher Untenured Award. Dr. Michael Groziak, Professor, Department of Chemistry, recipient of the Outstanding Faculty Mentor of Students Award. Dr. Rita Liberti, Professor, Department of Kinesiology, Outstanding Scholar on Issues of Diversity, Social Justice, and Multiculturalism. Dr. Christopher Moorman, Chair and Associate Professor, Department of Philosophy, recipient of the Outstanding Researcher Tenured Award. and staff member Mr. Fernando Coronado, custodian, Department of Facilities Management, recipient of the Vivian Cuniff Award. Not that everybody isn't, honored and valued, but Fernando is very, very special. So congratulations, and thank you for helping to congratulate all of our recipients. I thank you all for your valued contributions, and congratulations. While I have much I want to say to you today, I want to address something that may be foremost on your mind. I'm referring to the recent discovery of an unauthorized access of personal information that occurred last year, which was announced in a press release, via email, and an individual letter sent to those of you that were affected. I am sure you are surprised and disappointed and are concerned about the possible theft of your identity, as am I. We live in a very different age and time when so much personal information and data can be accessed by those who would seek to use our data for illegal purposes. But please know that we are trying to do all that we can to ensure the protection of your personal information. However, I do encourage everyone to remain vigilant and to protect against possible identity theft by signing up for the free 12-month Protect My ID offered by the university. That came in the letter if you received one. If you didn't receive one, then you're very lucky. Also, take other steps, such as reviewing your financial account statements on a regular basis, monitoring your credit reports, and placing an initial fraud alert on your credit files. Doing the latter will tell creditors to contact you personally before they open any new accounts. It is important for all of us to guard against these types of illegal activities, which unfortunately are becoming more and more prevalent throughout our society. As Dr. Hedrick commented, this is the second consecutive year the governor and legislature have increased funding for the CSU. Even though we didn't receive all the funding we asked for in the budget, this increase in our budget is welcomed, obviously, and reflects the tremendous advocacy of the campus community who are in Sacramento meeting with lawmakers about California's need to reinvest in the CSU. I am thankful to all of you who advocated on behalf of the CSU and Cal State East Bay. The increase of $142 million in funding for the CSU will enable us to serve more students without raising tuition fees, the fourth year in a row without a tuition fee increase. This budget will also enable the CSU to begin addressing a backlog of deferred maintenance projects across the system. That backlog totals $1.8 billion and is about $130 million for our campus alone. In addition, CSUEU is voting on a 3-year agreement that includes a 3% compensation increase for this year, while APC has ratified their agreement. The other collective bargaining units, including CFA, continue to negotiate what is hoped to be a 3-year agreement. This is welcome news after 5 years of difficult budget circumstances. However, we still face many challenges. The CSU is still serving 40,000 more students per year with $500 million less dollars than we had 5 years ago. We must continue to seek additional revenue sources from the state or through foundations and donors who support our efforts to provide access to a high-quality education, much deserved by all of our students. The university strives to support every student along their path to graduation. We must support them during every step of that path. And that path often starts even before these people apply and make their application decisions to apply to Cal State East Bay. And this involves working with students and teachers throughout the K through 12 grades and even in preschool, which we're doing through a lot of the programs on our campus. Our enrollment has continued to climb. And with demand as high as it's ever been, with fully eligible applicants to come to Cal State East Bay, we must be more strategic. The fall 2015 application cycle, which begins on October 1st includes an important milestone in managing that growth. The priority application period for the CSU is October 1st through November 30th. And historically, our deadlines have been much later than November 30th. But every year, as our outreach and enrollment efforts have improved, resulting in increased demand with fully eligible students, Cal State East Bay application deadlines have been set earlier and earlier the past few years. We have now reached a point that for the fall 2015 deadline for undergraduate applications have been set as November 30th. So we will join almost every other CSU in closing on November 30th to all first-time freshmen and transfer applicants. Setting this earlier closing date will keep us closer to our budgeted enrollment target and would allow our Enrollment Services Office to continue better meeting the needs of our applicants and admitting and enrolling them in a timely manner. While we will continue to generate interest in our outstanding university with qualified and diverse applicants, we are also focusing on building a better foundation for our students' success and graduation. I now want to acknowledge some of the many wonderful things that have happened on our campus this past year or will be happening this year. The Princeton Review rated Cal State East Bay a Best in the West college in 2014, which is the 10th consecutive year the university has been so recognized. This year, the Provost mentioned, A2E2 has provided nearly $2.4 million towards multiple service and student-focused activities and programs to enrich the academic and co-curricular life of our students and support our faculty in their activities. A few things that have begun this past year are a new writing center, a quantitative and reasoning center, and an online advising position in the Academic Advising and Career Center, all with the funds that were garnered through A2E2. Mr. Alatal has mentioned that he has gone to other campuses talking about the student success fee. The student success fee, I believe, is working very well on this campus. We have great involvement by the students, by faculty, in how we utilize those funds, and we do not want to go backwards and remove those funds. We need those funds to continue moving forward. And he has joined with me and others in terms of really pushing that forward, and I think the Senate Chair also, that we believe that it's very, very important to continue these funds for our campus, because it really has helped us. I'm not saying it's worked and has been applied equally well across the CSU, and that is part of the concern, I believe, that exists out there. As you have probably seen, construction of our new academic services and faculty offices building is moving forward quickly. When we complete this building in late spring, we'll begin moving various units and people into the new building. Ultimately, we'll be able to vacate all of our temporary buildings on campus, which will permit us to remove them, enhancing the look of the campus further and having our staff and faculty in permanent buildings. Also, as part of our continuing effort to eliminate deferred maintenance, this summer we replaced the roofs on the library, science buildings, and old student unions. So we will, hopefully those will have prevented leaks now that will further damage our buildings, which is what deferred maintenance is. So we need to address those issues. So we are trying to work very, very hard at doing so. On the Concord campus, we've got a new 3,300 square foot science laboratory open last fall, now housing the largest organic chemistry lab at the university. And so I'm sure Dean Leung is going to come and say, we need one here on the Hayward campus too. I would now like to recognize Dr. Sue Opp and the many faculty and staff who have served and continue to serve on the WASC committees for their tremendous efforts and leadership in producing the wonderful self-study report that we sent in August and leading the reaccreditation activities on our campus. This was a tremendous amount of work by a lot of people, and I thank each and every one of you for your involvement. On April 8th through 10th next year, a WASC visiting team will come to our university for our accreditation review. It'll be led by Dorothy Leland, the chancellor at UC Merced, who led the accreditation visit to San Francisco State. So I'm hoping for a very good outcome, and I'm optimistic that we'll have that favorable review and be reaccredited. The Leadership and Employee Enrichment Program, better known as LEAP, continues to thrive with over 424 staff, faculty, and community members involved in more than 300 activities this past year. I believe that program has been very successful in forwarding the health and wellness of our faculty, staff, and students and others, anybody that gets involved. It's really a great program. Doris Yates, while we were having difficulty with the video, said I should come out here and lead you in a session of Tai Chi, but I thought better of it since the video camera was operating up ahead and filming. In our continuing efforts in support of an inclusive community, we have continued to work as a campus to create a climate that is welcoming, caring, and responsive to all members of our community. We conducted a campus climate survey of both the students and the faculty and staff in the last year. The data are currently being analyzed and the findings will be shared with the campus soon. I can offer you an early preview. Overall, respondents indicated a positive attitude across all factors surveyed. But these data will allow us to reinforce and strengthen what is working and address areas where respondents have told us there is room for improvement. I am creating a university ombuds position, reporting to the University Diversity Office. The ombuds will provide a neutral, informal, and independent resource for those who seek to resolve university-related transgressions, concerns, or disputes. This was brought to me by a couple faculty members in proposal, and through discussion, I have been convinced of the importance of that position and how we should do that here at this campus. So we will be working on it this fall. The Chronicle of Higher Education Almanac lists Cal State East Bay as the 5th most diverse campus in the country. Only the 4 University of Hawaii campuses are ranked ahead of us. We have achieved success in matching the ethnic composition of California, plus over half of our students are first-generation college students, and a large number are first- and second-generation immigrants. I am very, very proud of the mix of students that we have at our campus. I was really pleased this past April when Cal State East Bay was designated as a Hispanic serving institution by the United States Department of Education. This HSI status allows us to apply for grants to expand education opportunities for and improve the attainment of Latino and Latina students. This designation, along with the university's Asian American, Native American, Pacific Islander Serving Institution designation, or ANAPISI for short, places Cal State East Bay in unique company as one of only a handful of 4-year universities with more than one designation based upon the federal government's Minority Serving Institution criteria. Just last week, you may have read that Cal State East Bay was awarded the Insights into Diversity magazine's Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award. The HEED Award recognizes our outstanding efforts and success in the area of diversity and inclusion. The application was rigorous and comprehensive, and we should be very proud of the work we are all doing and will continue to promote diversity and inclusion among our students, faculty, staff, and the community. The Center for Sport and Social Justice, the Office of Diversity, and the ASI Incorporated, among others, sponsored outstanding speakers this past year. Among others, these included the family of Henrietta Lacks, environmentalist and activist Winona Duke, and Dr. Angela Davis. I look forward to this year's set of speakers, which I expect to be just as outstanding. The Office of Diversity established a week of inclusive excellence as part of its programming. This annual event is comprised of a series of workshops, events, discussions, and film screenings that enhance mutual understanding of issues related to race, gender, sexuality, ability, and class. Community service learning is also expanding as a hallmark of our university, and I'm very, very proud of that also. The Center for Community Engagement was established to support community-engaged teaching, learning, and scholarship, as well as to build and promote community partnerships for curricular and co-curricular community engagement. The center is planning to host a student leadership for community engagement program and collaborate with other campus entities to support quality community engagement experiences for our students and community partners. Earlier this year, over a dozen Cal State East Bay students volunteered for the Global Brigades medical and dental program. Global Brigades is the world's largest student-led health and development organization. Through the university's Global Brigades chapter, our students raised funds to help cover the costs for their 10-day trip to Matagalpa, Nicaragua, where they shadowed doctors and dentists to provide health care in this rural community. Students were empowered with real-world experiences serving an under-resourced community to resolve global health and economic disparities. Our partnership with Hayward in the Promised Neighborhoods continues to support our local community. This year, Cal State East Bay service learning students significantly increased mentoring, tutoring, and leadership, serving 2,000 Hayward Unified School District students at 6 target schools. I'm also pleased to report an advisory board comprised of local residents, parents, and community leaders has formed to strengthen community engagement and provide essential perspective to this important project. And Dean Nelson has them meet, and they chose to meet on our campus because they felt the linkage now that they do have with the university. That isn't the place up on the hill that they can't be at. Instead, they actually want to meet here, which is really very, very great. Once again, Cal State East Bay students provided invaluable service and community engagement, gaining important experience working with our regional communities. 4,246 of our students provided 275,000 hours of service in 258 courses, a 38% increase from last year. A big thank you to our Director of Community Engagement, Mary DeLiva, for her leadership in this area, and thank all the faculty and staff that are involved. Thank you very much. Finally, Freshman Day of Service in spring 2014 saw 1,198 freshmen participating in 85 community service projects, including working with food banks, youth organizations, and environmental agencies. While I have not provided a comprehensive list of all the outstanding accomplishments of our faculty, staff, and students, these collective achievements, I believe, demonstrate our ability to excel. I would like to thank each of you for your dedication and commitment to our students and the university. Thank you. Last year, you heard my call and worked diligently to help our students who are trying to graduate, to improve our retention and graduation rate. And part of that was really working to helping our incoming students adjust to their first year of college or as transfers their first year here at the university. I am pleased to report that our first year retention rate for first-time freshmen has increased to 82%, up from 78% the year before, and a low, I believe, in the mid-70s. And our 3-year graduation rate, now this was pretty shocking to me, but it's good news, for transfer students is nearly 65%. Now that is the goal I set out for our transfer graduation rate for the year 2020. So I was discussing with the provost over here whether I should up that goal to 75% by 2020, and I think he agrees. So it would be outstanding if in 2020 we can have 3/4 of the transfer students that come into our university graduate within 3 years. That would be really super fantastic. So let's shoot for that. All right, so we changed that goal. These are very promising starts, and we have much work to do. But really this early work that you are doing and that of the Provost Council on Retention and Graduation give me the hope that collectively we can reach our 2020 goals and the new 2020 goal. Now I'd like to address 3 priorities for the upcoming year that I feel very important. Doesn't mean we stop doing the other things, but these are 3 key priorities. First is combating sexual violence on this campus. The second The second is continuing on our planning for distinction efforts. And the third has been mentioned already, our quarter to semester conversion. I am deeply committed to educating our entire university community on sexual violence and sexual harassment. Towards this end, we are hiring a new full-time Title IX officer whose job will be to help implement a comprehensive program to address sexual harassment and violence on our campus. We have expanded our awareness program, providing literature, posters, and presentations to help ensure that the campus community is ready to respond. I have asked for new and engaging training programs required for our students, staff, and faculty set up so that all of us can respond to and report incidents of sexual harassment and violence to appropriate personnel and to understand what is appropriate actions. Our community, especially our students, hopefully will be safer as a result. Research and data show that those who work most closely with students, such as faculty, residence advisors, athletics coaches and staff, and other student services staff, are more likely to witness or receive complaints of sexual violence and harassment. On our campus, these first points of contact will be trained on both how to recognize and, more importantly, how to interact appropriately with victims to encourage them to seek help and to report the incident. It is critical that Cal State East Bay foster a safe, professional, and academic environment, especially for the populations who are most vulnerable on our campus. By creating a community of responsibility where we all share in the goal of teaching bystanders, including ourselves, how to intervene safely and effectively, we can work together to put an end to sexual violence and sexual harassment on this campus. Working to ensure that bystanders are not silent encourages us to work together to end the silence and to hold each other accountable. I just saw on a news blog that President Obama is now moving on this agenda also in terms of really making sure that bystanders take an active role to help stop the violence. No one should have to live in fear of violence, especially on this campus, where we really value diversity, we value our civility, we value caring, nurturing environment. And the changes I have proposed today hopefully affirm that belief. These changes are intended to ensure that every one of us on this campus are prepared to provide the resources and assistance to victims of violence or harassment they so importantly deserve. Our campus will be better off for it, and hopefully our society will as well. After nearly 2 years of work, the 2 task groups for planning for distinction completed their work this past spring, and their reports provide direction for the university to ensure that we continue to provide academically rich, culturally relevant learning experiences that prepare students to apply their education to meaningful life work and to be socially responsible contributors to society. I commend the faculty and staff who were involved with this exceptional effort for their commitment, time, and scholarly effort. The reports and final recommendations of the 2 task groups and the steering committee were submitted to my cabinet last spring. The cabinet has reviewed the reports and concurred with the recommendations. The reports, recommendations, and observations from the 3 groups are available to all on the web. The recommendations that relate to academic programs or activities fall within the purview of the Academic Senate and will be considered by that body according to the Senate's organizational practices and policies. We are already seeing some results, though, from the support recommendations. As part of the budget process, we have asked each division to make proposals for one-time and ongoing funding that respond to the priorities identified in the support report. These requests will be discussed at the fall UPABC meeting. In addition, in response to one of the key recommendations, key data about the quality of our support services will be made widely available, and these data will inform decisions about support services. The Data Warehouse Steering Committee is implementing a comprehensive approach to make such data available. The first pilot dashboard focusing on admissions information will be presented to the committee at the next meeting and then made available campus-wide shortly thereafter. So hopefully it is the beginning of a collection and distribution of very good data that we have and make it accessible to everybody. The third topic I want to talk about is quarter to semester. A critical strategic priority is one that we'll begin implementing this year, is really this conversion from the quarter to semester academic calendar. With help from the Chancellor's Office, we are one of several quarter campuses that will be converting to the semester system. The first campuses to convert, as many of you know, are Cal State Los Angeles and Cal State Bakersfield, who plan to launch in fall of 2016. And as Dr. Hedrick said, we are planning to launch in 2018, as is Cal Poly Pomona. Beginning this quarter, we will be establishing various committees to help manage this conversion process and plan for it. The benefits of conversion to a semester calendar are very clear, at least to me, especially in supporting our student success initiatives and strategic priorities. The semester system allows for more in-depth projects, richer learning experiences, and closer relationships between faculty and students. You all do develop great relationships with our students, but I think the semester system might give us more time to enhance those further. The semester, which is normally 15 weeks long, permits the opportunity for a student who has difficulty with the course material, as indicated by a midterm exam or paper, to seek help, to speak with a professor, and hopefully make the adjustments to succeed in the course. In a 10-week term, there's less opportunity to make such adjustments. Further, the semester calendar will better align us with our other colleges and universities, in particular the 108 California community colleges on the semester. Only 4 community colleges are on the quarter system. The only one that we really get transfers from is De Anza College, Community College, down the road there. The rest, all the others are on semester. When I first was here back in '87, I thought, oh, that's really great. Chabot has on quarter and we're on quarter. It's a good feeder. But when I got here, then I was shocked when I found out they're on semester. So I believe it will help us with our transfer students. 60% of our new students, undergraduates, are transfers, and about 40% are first-time freshmen. While this transition will be challenging, it's not going to be easy. I know that, and you know that. It will provide a unique opportunity to examine the entire curriculum of the university. We will need to concentrate on what is best for our students and focus on quality curriculum and co-curricular activities that will improve our students' learning. The transition will also allow us to bring life and further our commitment to our institutional learning outcomes, or ILOs, something that Dr. Hedrick mentioned. Our ILOs state clearly what we expect our graduating students to have achieved. At the end of the transition, I hope that it will be clear how our ILOs are taught across our curriculum. Importantly, I want this conversion to be done as best as possible so that the effect on our students will be minimal. It will not impede their progress towards degree. Student advising both before and following the conversion. I've read that in the conversion process, this advising needs to go on over time, not just the year we implement, but for years after, a couple, 3 years at least after that, to make sure that our students are well advised. But hopefully that will continue to ensure continued student success. In actuality, after the conversion, I believe our students will be better positioned for success. Cost estimates from the recent experiences of universities that have converted range from $7 million to $14 million. It is not inexpensive. The Chancellor's Office is sharing some of the costs with us, but there will be campus resource commitments to the process as well. We hope that the experiences and steps taken at Cal State LA and Cal State Bakersfield will be instructive, as well as help defray some of our costs. Presently, we are well positioned to make this change. As I indicated, transitioning to semesters will be a lengthy and intensive process. Our highest priority will be improved learning and the continuing success of our students. This conversion will demand the engagement and dedication of our entire educational community. I encourage and ask you to get involved in this important process. As I enter my 4th year as president of Cal State East Bay, I reflect upon all that I have learned from you and our students, and I have learned a tremendous amount from all of you and each of you in the past 3 years. This university, our university, is a very special and unique place that has afforded many students an opportunity to grow, learn, and to achieve many, if not all, of their dreams, hopes, and aspirations. As I have stated a number of times, and you saw it on the screen, our Latin motto, Per aspera ad astra, through adversity to the stars, is emblematic of the transformation that our students go through at Cal State East Bay. It's through all of your efforts. There are outstanding efforts, whether they be in making our grounds look so attractive and inviting to all that come here, or in the helpful and supportive interactions students have, or in the high quality of instruction afforded our students. These all have benefited each of our graduates, their loved ones and families, our region, state, nation, in a number of instances, the world. We will continue to intensify our efforts to highlight everything that makes Cal State East Bay a great university that serves our region so very well, thanks to all of you. We no longer want to be the hidden gem or the best kept secret. One of our faculty members who joined us last year and is starting his second year said to me the other day, and I won't call him out here, but he said, you know, at the Back to the Bay, I was talking with him, and he said, you know, this is the best university in the country to work in. Maybe he said world. And I agree with him. This is the best place to be and the best place to work, because you all do so much great things with our students, giving them that opportunity to succeed. So I thank you for that. So thank you for all that you do to help our students succeed and to make Cal State East Bay the most welcoming and inviting university where a student can receive a high quality education and not only reach for the stars, but grab a hold of them. So thank you, and go Pioneers. Thank you.